Now, Jesus is the Latin form of the Greek word Isus, which corresponds, most think, to the Hebrew name Yeshua. However, no one really knows for sure what Jesus' Hebrew name was. The fact is that not even one of the manuscripts or any of the books or letters that make up the New Testament are in Hebrew. They are all in Koine Greek, and in Jesus' name is in Koine Greek, translated into English as Zeus. To say that it was Yeshua, or for that matter anything else, is pure speculation and not fact. And by the way, Yeshua does not mean God saves. Yeshua literally means salvation, as in what he supplies to those who believe in him. During New Testament era Greek and Latin were the lingua franca. So Yeshua was written as Zeus in Greek and Zeus in Latin. Yeshua, the Hebrew name, is not found in the New Testament because, as stated, the New Testament was written in Greek. The name comes from the root yes, which means to deliver or to rescue or save. There is no form of the word God in it. Now, the letter J wasn't invented until the 1500s, so there's no official Jesus, John, Jacob, Jonah, Joseph, Jude, etc. in the early Bibles. We see in historical documents that the English name Jesus did not even come into existence until the 1600s, when the letter J was introduced into our English language. So, the name Jesus has only been around 400 years. In fact, the 1611 King James Bible written in English does not use the letter J. Instead, used Latin words. But if you read the next edition of the King James, you'll see the letter J in use. The Greek Zeus comes from the name Zeus, the ruling god in the Greek pantheon. Jesus is a transliteration of a Latin name pronounced Jesus, which has no meaning in Hebrew, but in Latin it means Hail Zeus. Now, if Yeshua's name had been transliterated into our English language, it would have been Joshua. Had the name been handled properly in the Greek by the uninspired pagan scribes, it would hold true to the meaning of the name as given by the angel to Joseph and Mary. Then Shua, or salvation, would have been translated Soterian or Soter, not Soos. So, we see a gross mishandling of the name with the intent to give glory to the pagan god Zeus. Strong's number 4992, Soterian, means saving, bringing salvation, he who embodies this salvation, or through whom God is about to achieve it, in the hope of salvation. The name in Latin would have been something closer to Isator, or Esoterian, if the intent of the meaning of the name was honored by the Greek and the Roman pagan scribes and modern-day translators. The name never would have been Zeus, taking on the suffix of every other Greek name given to give glory to Zeus. The reason behind this abomination is clearly seen. The name Jesus is the exact name suffix as the name of the Roman emperor who supported it: Flavius, Valerius, Aurelius, Constantinus, Augustus. Constantine. And it would only stand to reason that the all-powerful emperor would give a name to his new god with his suffix us used in all his names. Or after all, Constantine believed himself to be reincarnated Apollo and the son of Zeus. The act of paganizing and worshiping the image of a man above Yahweh seems to be condemned in a letter to the church in Rome. You be the judge. Because in Romans, Paul says that when they knew Yahweh, they glorified Yahweh not as God, possibly elevating Jesus and the Trinity in their hearts as God. Neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened, possibly to believe a considered pagan lie. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and exchanged the glory of the immortal Yahweh for the images made to look like mortal man, possibly the image of Jesus, and birds, and animals, and reptiles, possibly the signs of the zodiac. Therefore Yahweh gave them over in their sinful desires of their hearts to sexual impurity for the degrading of their bodies with one another. They exchanged the truth about Yahweh for a lie, possibly the pagan Trinity, and worshipped and served created things rather than the Creator. That sounds like Paul wrote this under duress, possibly under the duress of the Roman sword. Now it seems abundantly clear both why and how the name Jesus was easily accepted by a pagan population that worshipped Zeus. Horus, Krishna, Julius Caesar, and the son of the demigod Apollo. To the pagan Romans of the day, the name Jesus, Jesus Christ, or JC, looked and sounded almost identical to their god-man Julius Caesar, or JC. This is true today even in English. Julius, Jesus, even in their initials, remain the same and have nothing in common with the name Yeshua. As we've pointed out, the English translation of Yeshua looks nothing and sounds nothing like Jesus, and it would actually have been Joshua. The obvious truth is the name was changed, and he was given a name like every other Greek in honor of Zeus. And the Jews say their God's name was lost. Sounds like we lost the true name of the Son of the true God as well.